24 hours after the Atlantic Coast Conference made its decision to play a conference-only schedule, which includes having Notre Dame as a one-time 2020 full-time member, Greg Sankey and the SEC decided to move forward with their plan of action for 2020. Today it was announced that schools like Auburn, Alabama, and Tennessee will now play a 10-game conference-only schedule that is set to begin on September the 26th. The SEC usually plays 8 conference games while using the 6-1-1 model. But according to Commissioner Greg Sankey, a revised schedule for the 2020 SEC football season will be announced at a later date.
We don't know what the fall is going to look like, and having the ability to manage our own schedule, we believe, gives us the best opportunity to play for that championship, to have our division winners, which is our tradition, and then to have a conference championship game a few weeks later than originally planned.